What's up, guys? Welcome back to Rip City Rundown, and this is live just 10 minutes post Blazers dub. First game of the year, 115-108 win over the Kings. Action-packed, so much to talk about. Blazer basketball's back, meaningful Blazer basketball is back. How are you feeling? I'm so happy right now. You saw
I'm
our
just
stream.
I'm just so excited. I haven't
You
been that
sound
excited.
excited.
I haven't been that excited as a Blazer fan since probably the year 2021, like sometime in that year, maybe even since the Denver series, because that's how low the morale was last year. But we
Mhm.
suck preseason, we get blown out by the Kings, but we open the game, open the season with this game, getting some revenge. I'm feeling awesome right now because I'd be feeling pretty crappy if we lost that right now, not gonna lie.
Dude, it's honestly like we spent so much time over the off season, even probably middle of last season once Dame went down, just talking about what the future of this team looks like. When are we going to see competitive Blazer basketball again? We probably talked about the same thing over and over. The perimeter defense. We talked about the can Dame and Ant coexist? So, and it finally we get the product on the floor and we win a ball game. And we win a ball game. Come
When's the
on.
last time we had a podcast like post win? Like,
I
and when
don't
I
know.
say post win, I mean like actually feeling this good.
Like
First time in a
last
while.
year, even at the end or towards the end of the season on podcast, we were just talking. Yeah, we lost three in a row, but if we lose these, then we'll have a better pick. It's like, oh my gosh, we can finally celebrate a win. It feels so good. 1-0. Blazers are undefeated. Um, some bad things too that we will have to talk about, but
Yeah,
let's just
yeah.
let's start with the positives. All right.
I was thinking let's break this pod up into two halves. We'll talk about the positives. We'll get all our fanboy stuff out of the way, and then we'll put some perspective on it and what needs to be worked on. Let me just run through some stats here, and just from the Blazers side, I'll throw a little bit on the Kings. De'Aaron Fox with 33, 5 for 9 from downtown. Impressive showing from him. Herter with 23. It honestly seemed like he couldn't miss at times. And Sabonis with a quiet 13, but it was really the backcourt for the Kings that caused problems for Portland all night. On the Portland side, balanced scoring throughout. Jerami Grant, high score of 23, Dame 20, Hart 19, Simons 22. It felt like everybody who played did something positive in this game. I mean, just kind of off those stats that I threw out at you, what gives you the most excitement?
I'm gonna give you my player of the game, and it's Josh Hart.
It's okay.
It's Josh Hart from me because
Okay.
third quarter we're down 10. He's the guy that's getting steals, bringing us back in the game. Not single handedly. Grant was there too. Grant's a close second for my player of the game. But what did he have? 19 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 8 of 11
Mm.
from the field. Like if you're getting an efficient night, if you're getting 19 points from Josh Hart in the starting lineup, Josh Hart, I mean, this is probably going to go down as one of his better games of the entire year when it's all said and done. So
Yeah.
the combination of his energy and I really just look at that third quarter when he brought those two steals. One was an and one was just a big finish. Stopped the momentum for the Kings, got us back
Mm.
in the game, and his energy was huge tonight. I fed off of it, even myself.
Yeah.
Cody, Cody, give me your player of the game.
I'm gonna have to agree with Josh Hart, but like you said, Jeremy Grant, I could go either way. Well, no, I'm not gonna go either way. I'm gonna give it to Josh Hart confidently, but Jeremy Grant, a close second. I mean, when we were down 9, 8, 12, I think at one point we were down 11 or something. Josh Hart was that guy to just get us back, get those, do all the little things right, get those turnovers, get those ticky tacky buckets, got some good layups, got a made an impossible floater to cut it to 8 when things were looking kind of over, not over, but that feeling of desperation.
Mm.
And he was the guy that brought
Yeah.
us back. And Jeremy Grant made his wide open threes. Yeah, Josh Hart, my player of the
I,
game,
I,
no brainer.
I'm giving it to Jeremy Grant. I don't think it's close. 5 for 11 from the field, 3 of 3 from downtown. My man got to the line 13 times, made 10 free throws, 23 points, 8 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals. Let me talk about the thing that didn't show up in the box score. The charge he took on Fox with like a little over a minute left. I mean, that's a huge
Huge,
play,
huge.
huge play. Like he was everywhere. I know he had a block. He did get recorded. They didn't give him one in the
Yeah.
game. I know he had a block, but I mean, defensive activity. He's making threes. You know, if I like we said, I think it was a runaway favorite between Grant and Josh Hart for player of the game. Let's show some love to Shane Sharp.
Okay. I got
Yes.
another one.
Let me guess. Let me guess here.
Justice Winslow. And
Yeah.
I want to go into Shaden Sharp too, but Justice Winslow was in the closing lineup. He
Can I?
played the closing. Reality, he was the 5 because he was guarding Sabonis. He was
Yeah.
unbelievable tonight. One of the reasons why I thought he should be in the starting lineup, but his impact was insane.
Plus 21 in the plus minus.
I even realized that. That's crazy.
Wow,
Yeah.
plus 21. That is an outlier. I did not expect that, honestly. But Shaden Sharp, like he's insane. 4 for 6 from field goal, 3 from 3. I mean, of course, he's not going to be like in the closing lineup or anything like that. He played 16 minutes, but when he was in, he had a positive impact on this team, had a +8 off the bench. He was a part of that run that extended, or 16-0 run. I believe that was in the second quarter. He was a part of that lineup, but yeah, awesome game from Shaden Sharp.
Mhm.
Hopefully he can do it again. Just looking
Yeah.
at the stats again, but yeah.
For his first NBA
one thing I
game,
want to say,
that's all I can ask for from Shaden Sharp. If he's getting double-digit points, 3 of 3 from 3, and those were tough shots too. It's not some easy buckets that were wide open on like some Dame feed. A lot of those he created. So
yeah,
great showing from Shaden Sharp tonight. Great showing.
I was just gonna say, everyone except for our centers like Eubanks and Nurkic. Nurkic got 8, and okay, Little got 0, but everyone else got over 10 points. So it was very spread out.
Balanced.
And that's what we should talk about now, is just the spread out scoring. We talked so much in the offseason on we want Dame to facilitate. We don't want Dame got 8 assists tonight, right? Like
Yeah.
we just talk about spreading the floor. We don't want to win games when Dame drops 30. I mean, sure, that's great, but like when he's dropping 20 and sharing the ball, it's a beautiful thing to see as a Blazers fan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, from a balanced scoring perspective, I mean, we've talked about it. It's been the Dame and CJ show for 7, 8 years, but maybe not that long, but a long time. And just getting balanced. I mean, outside of Josh Hart, scoring one more point, we had 4 guys basically scoring 20. And it wasn't Dame and Simons weren't efficient either.
Yeah, not a good game from them.
Like, if people want to say, look, Jerami Grant and Shane Sharp aren't going to go combined 6 of 6 from 3 every game, and you'd be right. But I don't think Dame's going 1 for 8 every game. I don't think Simon's going 3 for 10. I mean, honestly, in a game where our backcourt, from a shooting perspective, got insanely outplayed, and we won. I feel like that hasn't happened in forever.
Yeah, like we've said this before, and we don't like playing this game, but to have your 2 so-called best offensive players combine, what is that? That's something for 40. 14 for 40 from the field. Like, that was a rough game from them, shooting the ball wise, especially from 3. But again, yeah, Shaden Sharp and Jerami Grant picked them up from 3. And again, Dame's game is so much more than scoring, that just his sheer impact, the gravity he brings, that probably helped out a guy like Josh Hart find lanes to go coast to coast. But to go 5 for 18 for Dame and still come out with this win, that's extremely encouraging for a team that was criticized for not having enough offense to help Dame this season. So I thought that was extremely encouraging. I want to talk, before we get into some negatives, I guess this can kind of lead into some negatives. A lot of minutes from the starters tonight, especially the 4 bulk guys, the Simons, Hart, Lillard, and Grant. I probably don't want to see them all playing 35 plus minutes tonight, but it's first game. It's the first game.
Well, and the other thing I want to say is I think once Gary Payton, the second, comes back, I think you can spell Hart a little more. I don't think he needs to play 38 minutes necessarily. Same with, you can kind of juggle the rotation a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hear what you're saying.
But I do think
First
tonight,
game.
this performance from Josh Hart proved why he's in the starting lineup. He's just a lot better than Nas right now. And I mean,
Dude,
Winslow can have an argument, but we saw down the stretch. Winslow was in that closing lineup, so it really didn't matter who was starting between the 2.
Josh Hart can handle the ball better than the other 2. Josh Hart's just an opportunistic scorer, man. I mean, this dude just is one of the best transition players in the league, I think. Like, I don't think he's a really good finisher. I mean, the play that defines Josh Hart is like the and one that he got at the end of the game. You're
so
4-second differential between shot and game clock. You're up 3. Or sorry, no, you're up 4. You don't need I made
that. You're up 2.
You're up 2. So you think they're gonna foul you. Or you run the clock and then they foul you, or they play it. But he saw an opportunity, goes right to the rim, finishes and one, and effectively puts the game out of reach. That is Josh
Ballsy.
Hart on offense. Yeah,
Yep.
ballsy. If you want to say it, you can say ballsy. It's
Josh
fine.
Hart. Josh Hart's just all around. He's just probably the best all around player on this team, you could argue.
No,
And
yeah, I wouldn't argue that. No.
I wouldn't
okay,
argue it, but he's a
okay.
great all-around player for
I
sure.
see what you mean though.
You're
I
right.
see what you mean.
I said that wrong, but
He
maybe I'm just
impacts the game in so many
a
little
little
ways.
antsy after tonight saying that. But we talk about Simons. He didn't have that bad of a game. I'm going to say it. 9 for 22 isn't that bad. He was
Simons.
shooting some hard shots, not going to lie. Shot clock's getting low. He was forcing some twos at the end that he kind of had to because he was, the
Yeah,
person on the floor with the highest percent chance to make that shots. But he made some critical 3-pointers to
had some nice finishes around the rim too.
put us back in the game and extend our lead on one of those
Oh,
three.
dude, if he threw down that dunk at the beginning of the game, whew,
So
That
many
was-
dunks we missed. We can get into that.
He missed 3 dunks. All right,
now
let's
we
talk
don't.
about
Let's
talk about the negatives. And they're 2 unexpected things, I would say.
Too.
Nurk and Dame. So
Okay.
what do
Well,
you
let's
wanna
start
talk
with
about
Dame
first?
because Dame's the least we're worried about. Just a bad shooting night. I don't. He had a couple uncharacteristic like pass turnovers. Like he had that one where he just chucked it off the backboard or something. Like I don't know what happened there. Like late in the fourth quarter, he had a couple,
One just rolled off his
shots he missed that
fingertips.
couple. What'd you say?
One just rolled off his fingertips in the
Yeah.
third quarter. Just
Like
kindergarten
again,
turnover.
uncharacteristic stuff. Not something I'm worried about at all. The Dame performance. I really don't think we have to mention any more about it unless you have anything.
All right. I mean,
Let's talk Nurk though. Someone give me something on Nurk.
okay.
Wes,
I'll
let's
give you.
start with you. Let's hear it.
Okay. Here's what I'll give you on Nurk. Let me just say this. Hold on. Trying to find the stat for it. Look, Nurk's a center. Most of his shots are going to come in the restricted area, maybe a little outside. You can't be going 3 for 9 from the field when it's 9 layups, buddy.
Yeah.
You can't do that. And let me just kind of looking at the box score again. 3 for 9 from the field, made both his free throws that he had. 7 rebounds, 8 points. He did have 2 steals, 4 turnovers. And here's where Dame's going to have the ball in his hands a lot over the course of 37 minutes. Obviously, you don't want him to turn the ball over 4 times, but if anyone, there's so many opportunities for him to turn the ball over. Nurkic does not have the ball that much. He played 25 minutes and he doesn't get the ball that much. 4 turnovers and a plethora of bad shots.
Yeah.
Just-
There
I
were,
need Nurk locked in.
yeah,
I
there were
need him
2
locked in.
moments. There were 2 moments from this game that really put me on edge with Nurk. And one of them was he gets a normal board, makes a boneheaded pass and trying to outlier pass. What's it called? Yeah, outlet. Sorry, pass to
Outlier.
Damian Lillard. Yeah. Kings
Long
get the
night.
turnover. Drain a 3. That's a wasted offensive possession and 3 points for the Kings. And then like a couple minutes later, he tries this uncontrollable like Kobe shot, like reverse layup, thinking he's a guard, and then that instantly airballs it. Transition, Kings 3, money, bottoms. So that's 6 points right there, dude. Like you can't be
He's-
doing that. You just
and
can't.
It's those moments where he makes the stupid mistake that legit leads to a bucket. And it's just the moments where he gets the ball. He's got Harrison Barnes on him, clearly has 50 plus pounds, probably 75 plus pounds on him, and can't back him down. And he can't, and when he does, he doesn't go up strong and finish. He just goes the flip.
Yeah.
It's
And this team has a whole nother level when Nurk is playing well and engaged.
absolutely.
And I know Nurk can do it. I probably if you talk to him, you wouldn't be happy with the way he played necessarily. Let's talk about Nurk not being in the closing lineup. Is that surprising? Is that
It
I'm
wasn't.
I'm surprised for the first game that in the first game he's already not playing the closing minutes. But
I don't
I
mind
think
it.
tonight's a night where it works because Sabonis is the big, and while he's a very skilled big, he's not like it's not like they're running 2 6'10" plus players. They're just having that 1 6'10" player. So they're not necessarily a big team. And then also Winslow was just playing a great game. And we needed that versatility defensively because we saw they were hitting threes tonight. So we needed to be able to switch on the screens. So having Nurk out there kind of forced us to fight around screens, rotations were bad. So getting Winslow out there just defensively, we saw in the fourth quarter, that was our best defensive quarter. Only gave up 22 points, I think 24 points,
Yeah,
something
first
like
quarter
that.
was really good too.
Yeah.
No, in the fourth, we gave up 24.
24 and then 23 in the first, but it wasn't that surprising they didn't close the game. Like you said, they don't have a necessarily dominant true center, and just mix that with the fact that he had a bad performance. So when you have a bad performance, make some boneheaded plays, coach isn't going to put you in at the end of the game, especially when
Let's
it's
talk
not
about
structured correctly. So
yeah. Let's talk about another you could say question mark. Again, perimeter defense. Kevin Herter, De'Aaron Fox shoot a combined 11 for 18 from downtown. Here's my pushback though on this being a negative thing. You could argue that they just, sometimes players get hot because outside of Fox we turned him over 8 times. De'Aaron Fox had 8 turnovers.
Wow.
So I mean, he accounted for they had 15 turnovers as a team. He had 8 of them.
yeah,
So I mean, the on-ball defense was good. I think we struggle a little bit with, closing out or just following, getting around screens, I guess. I mean, I liked what I saw. I think they were just making some tough shots. I'm gonna be
That's
honest.
exactly what I was going to say. Like, yes, part of it comes from our defense, but
Mhm.
I think the Fox threes more comes from our defense because I didn't see Fox really hit a largely contested step back three. He was he was open on rotations and he hit his open threes. Again, I still don't expect him to hit that many open threes, but he did. Herter, on the other hand, after he hit his first couple, we played good defense on him. He was just having an out of body experience. So,
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
You guys are saying the Kings shot really well, but we held them to 108 points despite, I guess, what you're saying on these.
I mean,
I'm
yeah.
just saying,
it was
like,
really that second quarter.
is
I mean,
the
if you
hate
want to,
too much? Is the hate too much on the defensive end? 108 points, not bad. Do that every
yeah.
game. You're going to be a top 5 defense. Okay, it is the Kings, but yeah.
Well, the Kings, let me just run through this. In they shot 46% from the field. We shot 44. But we made the same amount of shots. We got 3 extra chances due to we had 11 offensive rebounds to their 4. So second chance points was big in this game. Next up, 3-point percentage, pretty much the same. They're a tick under 39. We're a tick over 39. We only took 28 threes, though. They took 44.
That's
And
a
then
surprising
obviously,
number. I feel like
Uh,
obviously we didn't. It's just
yeah.
I'm surprised we didn't take
Yeah.
that many threes. We're normally like that.
Yeah. And then we did have a free throw disparity on them. We made 13 more free throws.
Let's talk about them missing some free throws. Ooh.
Well, okay. They shot 68% from the line. We did shoot 78. We turned it around late.
yeah.
Again, I mean, shooting wise, they shot 38% from 3. I mean, that's maybe a little above league average. It probably is above league average, but
It
Just
just
a
like
little bit.
felt
aided
like
by
some of the lucks shouldn't have fallen. That's all I'm saying.
yeah, but
Agreed.
it's the NBA.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
Well,
the fact that, like you said, we don't like playing this game, but these are some big things. Like Simons and Dame combined for whatever you said on 3 under or field goal percentage
4 of
around
18
30.
from
Actually,
3 combined.
Yeah,
wait,
like
4 of 18,
Yeah.
we do
and
that
they were 11 of 18.
and we
Their
win
backcourt.
and we win.
Well, we won.
It's like,
We won anyway.
Yeah.
I know. So it's like if the distribution's even, but that's the thing. Jeremy Grant's gonna have a rough game, and that's when Dame has to step up. And Josh Hart isn't gonna have this amazing of a game every time. It's all
Yeah,
about
you know,
people are gonna play
yeah.
good, people are gonna play bad. So that's what happens.
I think you're honestly with that statement, you're inadvertently, or maybe you're doing it on purpose. You're kind of making a great point. Is that I think this Blazer team is built to win in different ways. Like
That's what I
in the
was about to
past,
say.
yeah, like
Nailed it
in
on the
the
head.
You don't got to rely
in
on Dame and CJ every night.
I mean, if you have weapons now. You have Josh Hart and Jeremy Grant. I mean, obviously Shane Sharp without his contributions, we might not win this game. I mean, you have different ways to win this game. Yusuf Nurkic played absolutely horrible and we won on the road. I mean,
Look, and again, it's one game. We're not going to see
yeah.
this performance from Jeremy and Josh every game, but still very encouraging signs to say the least.
Yeah, but I'm impressed. Let's who I'm impressed with? We were roasting him early in the live stream. Let's throw a little love over to Drew Eubanks. He turned it around the second half a little bit. I mean, we're not asking this dude to score.
He had a
I mean,
pretty
how many
good
points did he have? How many points did he have? Did he score?
Zero.
He
Took no
did
shots.
not. That's fine. Two blocks in 16 minutes.
I think one of those blocks you were talking about with Jeremy, they gave it to Drew.
Rim
he
protection, buddy. Love it.
Sabonis didn't budge on it. He didn't budge on Sabonis. He made him work for it. He stopped him, I remember clearly on 2 possessions, but not bad. I mean, initially going into the season, we weren't that thrilled with Drew Banks. In our stream chat, we were getting some comments on trade this guy, or some sarcastic comments like give Eubanks a max contract or something like that. But
Mm.
but no, I'm happy with the way I saw it. But it's one game. Is Eubanks being your backup center going to get you an NBA championship? Probably not, but time will tell, and we'll see what happens. But solid performance for a first game.
Yeah.
I
I will
think we
say,
know.
go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
was going to say, just to touch on the Eubanks thing one more time, like this isn't sustainable to have our two bigs play. Like Eubanks played a little better than expected, but he still was not good in the first half. If we have this performance every night, we're not going to win games like this all the time. Like we're going to see
Mhm.
DeAndre Ayton on Friday, and I think Ayton could have a field day if Nurk and Eubanks play like this.
You
So
know, I will say though, like outside of maybe Philadelphia and Denver, and then I mean, obviously, even like Miami with Bam, like it's hard to build a team around a center. And you in today's NBA, you can get away without a true center. And
okay.
I mean, you saw many lineups that were employing throughout the game, like the stretch where in the first half where our bench like expanded the lead. It was Simons as the guard, Eubanks as the big, and then we had three big, long, switchable wings. It was Little, it was Winslow, it was Sharp. And that's just defensive flexibility. You throw in a 6'4" Gary Payton, who's just a dog. This team's got some potential. Like, and by potential, I mean they just have potential to play different ways, switch up looks. I mean, we saw a little matchup zone there in the first half. Also, everyone just looked like engaged and flying around. So I mean, I'm kind of just rambling, but I'm just excited.
Yeah, I'm happy. Just a recap of the game. Started off slow, but then went on a 16-1 run, got a pretty big lead. Like
Mhm.
a big enough lead to the point where we were like, if we get a couple more baskets, this game is looking over. To the Kings going absolutely just destroying us. They went on a like 17-2 run or something like that. They took the lead. We came back, but honestly, we looked kind of like, I don't know, to say that we were in control that game would probably not be accurate, just because we were the comeback team that had to come back. But I don't know. I felt comfortable throughout that game, even at moments when we were
Mm.
down 6 in the third, because I had faith in this team, and I really thought, hey, once we get some stops, get some buckets, we can go on a run, and that's what we did. Made key plays down the stretch and
Yeah,
got the W. So
it's
I don't know.
huge.
I think when it like this might just be because we play the Kings and you don't want to get in a track meet with the Kings, but I felt like last year and in years prior, these comebacks and these close wins would because we're making our shots and it's shot making and they hit a shot, but we hit a three and then we get one stop. But like that fourth quarter, the reason we just won is because we put together a bunch of stops. Like we said, only 24 points in the fourth quarter. It's not like we hit a bunch of dagger threes over and over again. We didn't need Dame to put up 12 threes and like he did against Denver, but it's fun watching that brand of basketball for sure. The defense, like people say defense wins championship, blah blah blah, but it truly that's the reason we won tonight was because of the defense.
Mm.
So
Yeah, it was fantastic game all around. Blazers are back in action Friday night against Phoenix. It's the home opener, who, by the way, kind of stole one from the Mavs almost.
Damian Lee game winner.
Yeah, that's
Did
What
not
I
see the
hear.
ending of that.
just a quick Western Conference recap. I'll just give some highlights. The Timberwolves get the Rudy Gobert Cat era off to a good start. They beat the Thunder. Yada yada. Thunder are good. The Grizzlies beat the Knicks at home. Good win in OT. The Pelicans looked real good over the Nets, and Denver Nuggets dropping to the Jazz.
Jazz
Looked pretty
number one in the
ugly.
West right now.
That was
Yeah,
shocking. I was shocked when I saw that score.
yeah. But again, the Blazers have a tough schedule to open. I believe we go Phoenix, and then
Yeah,
we go
here.
LA.
I have the schedule. I wanted to say something
Then
about
we
it too,
go
because
Miami and then Houston, I believe. I could be wrong.
yeah, that's right.
Nuggets in there before Miami.
Yes.
It's
Okay.
it's weird, having that game where
Wow, we
Sabonis
got a big
was,
homestand. I'm sorry. I'm just looking at this.
yeah.
We got a 4 game where we get home Phoenix, Road LA. 4 game homestand culminating in
I'm just
Memphis on national TV. We got to live stream that game,
I'm just
probably.
saying Nurk cannot play like he did tonight against Phoenix, LA, Nuggets, Heat. I mean, you got Aiton on the Suns. He's got locked down defensively. You have Anthony Davis, who's just a shredder in, the paint. So
Hopefully he's healthy.
Nurk, and then we have Jokic. We know how that goes. That sucked. And then we have Bam with the Heat. So if Nurk can just play it okay, just play up to par, stay out of foul trouble, and hopefully the versatility of our squad can, contain LeBron, contain Jamal Murray, contain Jimmy Butler, then we have a chance to have a winning record after 5 games against a really tough start of the year. So, but that's what we needed to
And
go 1-0 against the Kings. That was just
mhm,
mostly just mental too. Just we needed that.
yeah, because you're going to need, with the Western Conference so stacked, you're just going to have to just beat teams that are basically worse than you. Like, I would say 99.9% of experts, have the Kings below us. Might be close, but we're a better team than the Kings. So whenever you play the Kings, Jazz, Thunder, Rockets, Spurs, man, you gotta fatten up. You gotta fatten up.
I just before we wrap up, I just can't believe how different we look tonight than we did in the preseason. I was taking way too much stock in the preseason.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
it looked
was
the roles were reversed. Just we got blown out by the Kings.
All
Blown.
right. Thing before we go, we talked about
pause.
all the players. Let's talk about Chauncey Billups. What do you think about him after one game?
God,
Rotations, play style. Like I thought, play style. That is exactly how we want to play, if or how Chauncey wants to play. I feel like
I'll go first. I like that we looked like we gave a rip about defense. Heard all off season how even Dame in an interview was talking about how they're not they think defense. They're talking about defense in practice every day, and they're not just thinking about where they should be. They're talking about why Grant needs to make the rotation there and where Dame needs to fight. Just really getting into the nitty gritty of the defense side of the ball. So I love that, and they backed it up today with a solid defensive performance. Secondly, I like the fact that Chauncey is willing to ride with the hot hand. I mean, Justice Winslow is having a game. You're not. And this is a bad comparison, but I'm a New York Giants fan. All right, and we're 5-1, and we're giving minutes and not minutes, snaps to bad players who just have earned it through practice. Like we have a squad that is deep, I think, and like relative to each other. Like I don't think there's a big drop off from Keon. From there, there could be, but I'm just saying, like
yeah.
I just like that Chauncey goes to the next man up, and he's not afraid to employ different strategies and packages on defense, like with the matchup zone. So he passed tonight for me.
Yeah, pretty
Anything,
much
Cody?
copy paste what you said. I think
Yeah,
he had two big decisions to make tonight, and one was will you put Nurk in that closing lineup, which he didn't, and it ended up working. And I think that was a
mm-hmm.
decision that worked out, obviously. And just the decision to, I guess, like Hart was, we didn't really expect him to play that much, and we probably expected way more minutes from Little. And yeah, like you said, he gave the minutes to the person who stepped up
Yeah.
and followed through with it, and that's all you can ask. So I'm
Look at
happy.
Little fresh off a contract extension. You're like, all right, this guy's gonna get minutes, play 10 minutes. I mean, and
Yeah.
that's the great thing. Like I think Chauncey's the type of guy that we're taking this on a game by game basis. It's if we're playing Denver late in the game, we're probably throwing Nurk in there. I mean, I don't
Mhm.
think we want Justice Winslow guarding Jokic. I think it's a terms and it's based on the opposition.
Is that all we got?
Let me just say one more thing. In the preview, my number one key to the game was pace and how we need to dictate the pace. It's no coincidence that we went down when it became a track meet. Like we were turning the ball over, like I think probably 3 or 4 different times. I like look down at my phone watching the game, like, oh, Hart makes a layup. I look up, like, let's go. And I look back down and Fox is making a layup on the other end. Like,
That
yeah,
happened a lot.
Blazers gotta play at your pace, especially with when the bench unit comes on. This bench is gonna be a grinded out, defensive, opportunistic, like the Jerami Grant feed to Winslow. I don't know what the hell how the ball got to Winslow. Winslow's making threes, it's hitting the rim 4 times. It's gonna look ugly. It's about results, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was a fun
Good win.
start to
Good
the
win.
season. Fun,
I'm
dude.
excited.
If you didn't see our stream, we might post a couple stream highlights. We definitely will. I don't know if it'll be a YouTube video or if it will be just on the Instagram, but it was a lot of fun. You'll see some hype reactions from our three of us. So
Yeah.
is that
That
all we
was
got?
definitely fun.
Is there
Yeah, I just want to
is
say
go ahead.
before next podcast, we're gonna play 4 games.
We're gonna have a lot more to talk about.
We're gonna have a lot more to talk about.
Do
Like,
we have a
what if we just
Wednesday
go
game next
0
week?
Yeah.
We do it's
Like, what if we just go 0
is it
and 4?
Miami?
I'm just saying we could easily lose to all 4 of these teams, and this, positive podcast could turn
Hey,
completely polarized
hey,
next week. And I hope it doesn't.
yeah,
But
hey, what I want the viewers to understand here, we're not really big picture people here. This podcast is going to be a roller coaster. We're taking it week by week. So hop on the train, hitch a ride, fasten your seatbelt. It's going to be a wild season, and there might be some days where we're pumped like this, and it's 1-0, and you beat the Kings on the road. Like, who gives? And there's going to be some days where we might get blown out by Detroit on the road, and we're like tank for Wembanyama or whatever. Like,
that's true.
it's a week by week. So come for the reactions. It's always good vibes over at Rip City. Rip
Yeah,
City Rundown.
those that were watching the stream, we got a lot of good comments. Chill stream. We
good.
were just vibing on the stream, and then
It
obviously
was good.
when it got to crunch time, we turned it up.
Hey, let me ask this on the pod quick before I know we need to wrap it up, but I think I got a good idea for the next stream.
What is
What?
it?
Wednesday, November 2nd. Grizzlies at home on ESPN.
That'll be good.
Probably worth that.
Yeah. I mean, I could even possibly do next Wednesday. I mean, I don't want to commit early because, school can be a pain sometimes. But
And all 3 of us don't have to necessarily be there for a stream. But anyway, 4 games next podcast. Give me a record. What record do you want? Okay, so you can go 4-0.
What I want?
No,
I want
okay.
4-0.
What record do you think the Blazers
All
will
right.
have this week? 2-2, Cole says.
2-2.
Wes, what about you? I have mine.
I think we beat that.
Are we counting the Miami game?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that'll be technically the 4.
So you're saying we'll be 3-2 on the year?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably fair. I'll go 3-2.
I think we beat the Suns tomorrow night, and I think we beat the Heat.
You don't think we go to LA and beat that dog water of a team?
No, because every time we play the Lakers, I feel like they beat us. I don't know why.
Fair.
Except that one time.
Fair take.
Lakers don't have defense. They don't have shooters. They just have LeBron. I feel like our versatility with Josh Hart and Jerami Grant.
Yeah,
you're right.
Honestly,
let's talk about this. Let's talk about this quick. This is the last thing we'll talk about. Let's just preview Phoenix. Let's just preview a few of these games. So Phoenix,
Nurkic got locked
obviously
down.
All these games, Nurkic got locked down.
Yeah, Nurk needs to play better, obviously. Phoenix has largely the same core. A few other pieces off the bench, such as Damian Lee. Yeah, Phoenix is a weird team. We might not win, but I think it's going to be a close game. I think we're going to contain Booker. I think Ayton could have a big game, but I mean, the Suns are a good basketball team, people.
Still very good, yeah.
And then we get Denver at home, which is good. Going to the Mile High is a tough scene, but I am excited for the year, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 2-2 on the week. So we're 3-2 record by next podcast. I hope we have 3 home games against 3 really tough teams. I'm hoping we can just win one of those. That's not asking for much, in my opinion. And I think we can beat the Lakers. So 2-2.
2-2. So we will see you guys, obviously, same time, same place next Thursday. We'll have 4 games to talk about again. You'll probably see a stream highlights somewhere, either on our Instagram or our YouTube coming up. And make sure to like this podcast and subscribe for more. We'll keep on rolling the content, and the Blazer season's back.
It's a good day. It's a good day.
Good day.
1-0
Good
is a lot
Blazers
of
fan.
fun. 84
Good
and
day.
0.
84. How about 82?
I'm into it. Let's go.
Peace out, people.